Well, hello, it's Hamilton Fan 1705 here, and F1 2014 has been announced, as most of you already know, and the big news from yesterday's announcement is that F1 2014 will not be on the next-gen consoles, but F1 2015 will be released early next year and will be on the next-gen consoles. They actually said they haven't even got a title for that game yet. Maybe it could be F1 2014/15, whatever. But I think if they do that every year, that would be really good, because if each year a new season gets underway, and then along with that you have a new game to look forward to, which is quite good. So I'm quite happy with that, because obviously they said a lot of people were disappointed that 2014 is not on next gen, but that will all be made up for when the new game coming early next year is going to be the best F1 game from the series. So, do you know what the complaints are about? So, in terms of graphics, I'm now going to put a shot from the trailer up, and this shows that the graphics look incredibly similar to F1 2013. Only a little bit of difference in like the look of the cars, the overall look of the cars, maybe in terms of the saturation of the colours. Because, like, for example, in the Ferrari screenshots, I noticed that, I think I've got a Ferrari screenshot up on the screen now, I noticed that the colours seem a lot more saturated than in F1 2013, and that actually looks a lot more, quite a bit more realistic. But I'm quite glad they only tried to do a slight improvement, because I think F1 2013 has the best graphics ever seen in any Xbox 360 or PS3 game. Some people may disagree with me on that, but I think it does. And I'm glad they didn't change the graphics much, because I really do not think that it was possible to get the graphics any better on the current gen consoles. And if they actually tried to improve, there was a possibility they could have done what they did in F1 2011, which has made it so the graphics were not as good as the predecessor. Because in my opinion, F1 2010 had better graphics than F1 2011. So I'm quite pleased with what they've done. Obviously, when it goes on to next gen with the new titles at the beginning of the season next year, the graphics there will be a lot of graphical improvements, and it'll be a chance for the graphics to maybe catch up with other next gen simulations like rFactor 2 and maybe even iRacing graphics wise. The next thing, there was a lot of complaints about this yesterday, but how Codemasters had to change the Williams livery. And what is the complaints all about? It's just a livery. It's not going to affect the gameplay. And they can't do anything about it. Obviously, everybody would like it if the cars looked exactly like they did in real life, but Codemasters couldn't do anything about it. It's alcohol advertising restrictions, and because of their pay license, they couldn't display the martini stripes like they are in real life, which is a shame, but it's not going to affect the gameplay. My prediction is once the game is released, everyone would have forgotten about it. They'll be so busy raging at other players ramming them off that they would have forgotten about it. Maybe focusing on other things, maybe celebrating wins or anything, but everybody will probably forget about it when the game gets released. I also noticed on the Force India there were no Kingfisher logos for the same reason, because they used to actually change it to the Fly Kingfisher Airlines thing, but the airline doesn't exist anymore, I don't think, so they had to change that. So now I've got the blog up on the screen now, the F1 2014 and beyond. So I'm going to read it out today. So this is from Luke Spring. today's the day. I'm also gonna break down. So today's the day we can finally talk F1. Sure, Luke Spring was quite pleased about it. First things first, we're working on 2 Formula 1 titles, one on the old gen and the other on the new gen. That's obviously what we already know. Coming October 17th, 21st in North America is F1 2014 on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and PC. So the release date is 2 weeks later than F1 2013 was, drawing upon all our experience in developing Formula 1 titles down the years. F1 2014 recreates this year's incredible season, featuring all seismic changes to the sport, including new turbocharged cars, new circuits, plus all the driver moves. And I saw somewhere that Codemasters said that the handling model is going to be a lot different, obviously, with these new cars, explosive power and everything. The game also features refined handling on a pad, which is good because in the previous games, drivers who use the wheel have a significant advantage over the drivers using the pad. Obviously, I'm on the pad at the moment. When the new title comes out in 2015, I'll be going back to the Driving Force GT that I used to use on PS3, because it'll be compatible with PS4, and I'll be getting it for PC, and it's compatible with that as well. And a new driver evaluation system that tunes game settings to your skill level to increase accessibility. I'm not sure what effect that's going to have in terms of the online, which is probably going to be what I play on most, because looking at the trailer, the AI doesn't really look like it's that different to 2013. So I'm not really sure what that's going to mean in terms of online, which is what I'm going to be playing on most. We want all our players to race competitively, more quickly. Of course, all the veterans of the series will be able to experience the true challenge of racing this year's stunning generation of cars, featuring more explosive power delivery but less downforce, but customizing your options and turning off all the assists, which is obvious. Obviously, I was talking about that earlier. Scenario mode is also being expanded. Don't really care about scenario mode, really, because I don't really like the game's AI, because they just back out of every maneuver. Obviously, we've not got any info on what the AI is like, but from the trailer, it looks like it's going to be the same as 2013. There's been a dramatic shift in the sport, the largest shake-up in the rules and regulations for a very long time, and the new power units provide a very different kind of challenge. I'm looking forward to driving these new cars on the game. For both driver and team, by delivering all these challenges, F1 2014 will make for an exciting and refreshingly different experience. Additionally, with the new driver evaluation system analysing each player's skill level and suggesting appropriate game settings, plus regraded difficulty levels, including a brand new very easy setting, that doesn't really matter for me because I'm not a noob. I'm not a noob in terms of gaming, because I've been playing these games ever since they started. We aim to deliver a thoroughly rewarding F1 experience for players of all abilities, from the novice to the seasoned pro. We're not sure what that's going to mean for the game, but I also heard that somewhere that the game will require a lot more care when pressing on the throttle, obviously with these new power units and so much torque these new cars will have. So that's going to make, I think, the first league races with the game will be chaos. There'll be quite a lot of people getting used to the game. I mean, I'm not sure when the first league race I'll have with this game is, but I think they will be full of drivers trying to get used to the game. And then now on to new gen. 2015 will see us release our first title on the new generation platforms. The game will launch earlier in the Formula 1 season, so that is good in terms of what, because it'd be really good. I said before, it'd be really good for a new season, and then I have a new game to look forward to getting. and then go on to receive live digital updates. These updates will deliver 2015 content into the game as the season unfolds, ensuring you'll be competing against the same drivers and teams you watch week in, week out. The game will be available on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC. I'll be getting it, obviously, as I said earlier, for PS4 and PC, because I am going to be getting a new PC like within the next month. So I think I'll be using the PC version for league races and the PS4 version for things like F1 Online Exaggeration. And then obviously they said they're very excited about a new Gen F1, and we know you are too. We're not ready to reveal everything about it yet, but we have a lot more to share once F1 2014 launches this October. So that's about it then. Just to wrap up, I think all the things apart from league highlights will no longer take place on this channel until F1 2014. So things like F1 Online Exaggeration, I think, will return when F1 2014 comes out. Anyway, that is just about it. And we'll see you in my next video, where I think next week I'm going to be uploading a mid-season analysis video. I will still be uploading like F1 videos discussing F1. I might even ask if there are any guests who want to join me for that. So sometime this week or next week, I could upload a mid-season analysis video in terms of F1, what's going on, what's been a thrilling F1 season so far. Anyway, that's about it. We'll see you in my next video.